Hey guys, Kevin with Hidden Heights Farm. So we survived the tornado last night. There was one not too far from our house, just a few miles south. A lot of destruction. We're still waiting on the news to cover that. But this morning we got more storms rolling in. You can see these freaky clouds behind me here. Man, this weather is crazy. They got circulation around Tulsa right now, and it's heading this way. So might have to get in the cellar again. We had to get in the cellar last night. The winds are really picking up here now. Let me get this camera zoomed around so I can show you guys a little better. Alright, so it's starting to rain. I'm going to get back in the house. It's getting super dark. I'm going to make sure the news isn't saying anything that's coming down on us yet. Stay tuned. And we got some weird looking clouds spinning around here as well. Yeah, this stuff gets really creepy, especially as dark as it gets. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and it's super dark for being that time anyway. So last night we had to get in the cellar, and we got 4 inches of rain within like an hour, and it totally flooded our roads out. And there was water, standing water all throughout our yard, and it started hailing. It was crazy. So far so good, nothing's torn up. I do have a tree down on my fence line. I took the drone out early this morning just to do some inspections, make sure I didn't have any major damage. And I do have a tree down on the fence line I got to take care of today. Alright guys, so it looks like we dodged the bullet again this morning, but we have torrential flooding here in this area. It is crazy, and it looks like the rain gauge is pretty much full, so I'm going to try to get out here and dump it. Let me show you the garden. This is where our corn's planted. I mean, it is just raining and raining. You guys can see the pond over there a little bit. Rivers and lakes has already been full, and they just keep coming up. I got some drone footage. I'll try to fly it again here after this lets up a little bit. So I emptied this rain gauge yesterday, and as of last evening, it's about 9 o'clock, we've got 4 3/4 inches of rain. So let's dump this thing. All the poor goats are in the barn. They don't want no part of this rain. Alright guys, I'm gonna head back into the house before I get hit with some lightning. The rain just keeps coming. Alright, so as I said earlier, I flew a drone around this morning and I noticed that a tree looked like it was down on our fence, and sure enough it is. or was. This oak tree here, you can see behind me, zoom in, it kind of split off in the storm and broke off from its main trunk and fell on this fence. And this is a low spot on our property, and this is where our pond floods to when it overflows. And it always washes out this little land bridge we have right here, and I don't have a permanent fix for it right now. So today it knocked this whole fence down. As you can see, these limbs right here, I had to get the chainsaw and go to town because it fell on this fence. And here's all the limbs I cut off of it. But this fence was down, and of course, if you know goats, they'll try to find any way out possible. So that being said, I come out here, cut this tree up, got the fence back up temporary. I need to get it like an 8-foot T-post or a few of them and drive in the ground right here, because like I said, this is a low spot here in our land, and all the water runs right here, makes a little waterfall and erodes the land right here. So I need to do a better job on fixing that so it just don't happen again. But I'm gonna drive around the rest of the property and see if there's any more damage. There goes Daisy on her little patrol. We'll go see if we can't find the goats and do a head count on them, make sure they're alright, not stuck in a tree somewhere. Well, you know, girl, where's your goats at, huh? Where's your goats at, girl? Come here. Good girl. Let's go find your goats. Alright guys, so here is our pond looking back at the house, and as you can see, it's overrunning, and that's where a lot of that erosion is coming from, just where I showed you. But on a good note, the pond's full and hopefully cleaned out a little bit. Alright, it looks like we found the goats, and they're just getting the rewards of the storm from all the leaves and the trees knocked down. They love eating the fresh greens of the leaves. So we'll do a quick head count and make sure everybody's accounted for. Alright guys, so we are in the town of Salina, Oklahoma, and this is a city park down here. You can't really see any of the playground equipment because it's behind the trees, but this little creek here is flooded, and it's flowing into this area, and it meets the lake. This is Lake Hudson that comes in right here, and Lake Hudson's I think maybe 10 feet above normal right now, and it's backed up into this to the town here. But some interesting facts about these two buildings right here in front of me. That first one there with the iron kettle, that is where they used to boil salt. They would take water from the salt mines or salt deposits here in this area and boil it down in those kettles right there underneath that little gazebo looking thing, and that's where they would get salt. The Osage Indians actually started that, and that building behind it, the limestone rock building with the cedar shake roof, is a spring house, and that's where they would get fresh water out of. Pretty cool little facts about this little town. And Salina was the first white settlement in Oklahoma from the French. The French came here doing a lot of trading with the Osage Indians, and this is one of the areas where a lot of that took place. Alright, so there's a closer look at that kettle. That's one of the original kettles that they would actually boil the salt water in here from the salt mines and harvest the salt. And we'll drive on up to this spring house. You can see it a little better. Pretty cool little spring house. I don't know how they made the limestone blocks so square like they did, but really cool. Alright guys. Alright guys, so we are a mile from our house, and a tornado touched down here. We don't know what size it was yet. But as you can see, there's a ton of damage.
Yes.
Trees down everywhere. And by the grace of God, this storm lifted up before it reached our house, but it did cause a lot of damage for all these people down here. We were in the cellar when this touched down. We didn't know the extent of the damage, but now coming down here and looking at it, it did a lot of damage. There's a lot of trees uprooted, a lot of trees going on vehicles, power lines down. Wow, some big ones down there. People got a still big mess. And of course the flooding as well. And like I said, this was just, you know, it's less than a mile from our house as a trunk line. And this road's going to be closed because the creek's up so much. And this goes right into the lake. Okay, so we're back home now, and man, driving through all that damage and seeing all the trees and the buildings and the vehicles torn up and all the work people has ahead of them and all the work that they've done in the past down the drain. It's a blessing to know that we do have the cellar to get in to protect our lives, but it shows you how fortunate we were being less than a mile away from those people down there and missing that tornado that came through. Still waiting on the news to come out and tell how big of a tornado hit this area, but you've seen the damage. You know, it don't matter how big it is, a lot of those people's got a lot of work to do, and we're very fortunate that we dodged that one. So, you know, we got a lot of animals too, and did our head count on the animals, and everybody's good. No casualties, no injuries. Hey Daisy, you know, tell everybody hi. Daisy says hi, everybody. She's not camera shy. No, you're not camera shy like Bear was, are you? Bear didn't really like the camera too much, but Daisy don't mind it. She wants to go to Hollywood. But anyways, guys, like I was saying, we don't have no casualties or minimal damage. We had that tree down on our fence, and I was able to fix that in a matter of 10 or 15 minutes. So by the grace of God, it missed us, and you know, if there's anyone that needs help, we'll pitch in and get them the help they need. So that's what neighbors are for, and people that live on homesteads and farmers and such. Is what you got to do. You got to help the like-minded people out and stick together, and that's how you make the world go around. So I'm out here at the bees, watching the bees. The bees are going crazy. They've been cooped up inside their hives for 2 days because of the storms, but the hives seem to be doing really good. I can see them coming out and flying around and working a little bit. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up the video. Hope you liked the footage I had today. It's pretty much just the storm and all the rain. You got to deal with all this flooding. Hopefully the lakes and the rivers can take all this and empty out soon. But thanks for watching this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, hit that like button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I post a new video. And we'll see you next time, guys.